Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love. Today I want to talk about the 7 levels of heaven, or the 7 layers of heaven, which is also adapted off of the Sumerians as well, with their 7 layers of heaven. Now, the first Judaism text mentioning the first level or layer of heaven, which is called Valion, also known as the Veil of Heaven. It's where the most inconsistent people went or go after death just for believing or having faith in God, but they didn't keep God's faith, or they didn't do something for God when they promised they were going to do it, and they didn't do it, but they were forgiven for it. So they're being sent to the lowest level of heaven. Now, this is also realities. This also goes with different levels of consciousness, different levels of being, Kabbalah, and adaptations of traditions and all this. So this is symbolically to take deeper meanings, and many of it has been changed as well. Now, the second layer of heaven is called Raka, or the second day of creation. In the book of Enoch, this is where it's described as the angels hanging prisoners, and which is kind of horrible, but also they're awaiting God's judgment. But for the good people who are sent there, it's a place of paradise, where you are able to seek and discover who you truly are, who you really are. But in Muslim texts, it's the home to John the Baptist and Jesus, which is kind of interesting. So in some texts, it mentions how there's love and there's suffering, so it's not quite what you think it is. Heaven is of the mind, so same with hell. It's your reality. It's how you're living, who you are, your essence, your level of being. Now, third layer of heaven in Judaism is described as the home of the new garden, or new Garden of Eden. And it's also the home of where the tree of life and tree of knowledge is. And it's in Islam, it's being the home of Azrael and Joseph. And in the fourth heaven, in Catholicism, which is, they stole it from the Gnostics, it's where people are sent or dwelling in the fourth heaven, and that's if they sought peace, love, knowledge, and truth during their life. Now, level of being within you, so this is within you in a sense. So for Jews, this is the fourth heaven, where, well, some Jews believe this anyway, and some Christians do. They believe the fourth heaven is where the new Jerusalem is being built. Now, the fifth heaven is the home of the faithful, who never lost faith in God, or it's often described as the home of the enlightened. So people throughout their lives who were seeking love and knowledge and discovering themselves, basically. So this is all within you. And the sixth level of heaven is described in Judaism as the most faithful, or the most holiest of the holiest go. And in Islam, it's described as where Moses lives. Now, in the seventh layer of heaven, which is meant to be God's throne, or where God sits surrounded by the seraphim, at the very top of heaven, but to the Gnostics, this is the Godhead. You're in a God, yourself. So it's all levels of consciousness, high levels of being within yourself. So heaven's within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. This is what Yeshua, Jesus, was saying. So everything is within you. So seek from within. You don't need to go out there and seek outside of yourself. Peace and love, everyone. I love you all. Connect to one mind and soul. Namaste.